guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, it's 11:22. Oh, it's just clicked to 11:23. I'm going to try this reading again. When I tried it last time, it was 11:12. I'm out of breath. I had to go upstairs for the Witch's Tarot. Okay, we're not to use the cards or do the spread that I was just doing. So I'll put that away. Let's say no more about that. That might save for another day. Okay. I've got Archangel Animal, Oracle cards, the Sacred Destiny, Oracle cards, that way round, and the Witch's Tarot. And I'm a little out of breath. Okay. Let's breathe. I'll tell you the song that I was just singing before I went upstairs was, a dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. I'm just smacking myself up the head. As you do, give yourself a little clout. Okay. It's this lady on the front here. I get the impression that she's not like over keen. I can say personally, I feel like she's not that over keen on me, this lady. I don't know. I don't get a great energy from. She is the High Priest here. Oh, the High Priestess. Sorry, she's a feminine. The High Priest. She's a High Priestess. She could be quite masculine, but I don't know. There's just something about her that's made me change my mind about the reading, and we're going to go and delve into these cards a bit. Let's put the book over there. That's interesting because on the back of the book, there's Justice, the Sun, and the Seven of Pentacles. As I will, as I will it, so shall it be. Maiden, mother and crone, now guide my hand and heart. Show me your wisdom today by this witch's art. With the power of 3 times 3, as I will it, so shall it be. 9 cards? 3 times 3. Okay. 9 cards it is then. What are we playing? Noughts and crosses. I think the masculine fears is feminine as well. I feel that the feminine actually is not the feminine that's crouched down. The feminine could be the hooded figure. Okay, so this feminine could be like a karmic energy that's attached to the divine masculine, the shadow side. Okay. I can kind of hear this feminine or this hooded figure kind of saying you want to be scared. So I don't know what kind of tactic she's trying to use. But the divine masculine is kind of getting the brunt of this. It looks like he's had the book thrown at him. Okay, we can look at the actual terminology for that. The book being thrown at you. Everything seems to be dusty. It's the dust settled and we're just now... Let's throw the book at them, meaning. Definition of throw the book at, informal, to punish someone as severely as possible. The judge threatened to throw the book at him if he committed another offence. Punish severely. It's definitely something to do with this so-called High Priestess who seems to be in control of all of it. We look at the back of the cards, there's Justice here, and there's the Sun and the Seven of Pentacles, which make me feel, have a look. Someone here has been trying to block the divine masculine's happiness and stop him from actually moving on to his rightful harvest. So it's like she's definitely holding him back. And I believe it's that hooded figure. And it's like the masculine's looking at, I want to say that's the divine feminine there, or maybe any other people who are in the environment, and it's like, just hide. Just go and find somewhere to keep yourself safe. So it's like the masculine will take the brunt of it. I don't know why on earth I said it looked like he's had the book thrown at him. He doesn't even have a book. I swear I saw a book. It's his arm, isn't it? It's the sleeve of his arm. It's the sleeve of his arm. It's the sleeve of his top. I wonder if someone's got a sleeve, a tattoo as a sleeve. Okay. The High Priest. Wow, so this is a father figure here who needs to he needs to give the go-ahead. So there's authority. That High Priest card there, he does know how to deal with the High Priestess, especially if she is a threatening, controlling karmic energy. He's definitely met his match. I think he's been quiet. I don't think he's been meeting this feminine at her level. I think he's just about to. I feel he's learnt enough lessons. He's just about to put his foot down. And he's thinking about it. Okay, the Hangman. So now he's considering his safety. There's all these little rainbow twinkly lights over the table. Okay. Justice is here. He understands that this feminine is going to get what she deserves. It's like you're best just to stay out of the way and allow karma to do what it's going to do. Karmic justice is here. Weighing out the scales. Oh, okay. The karmic justice could be coming through the divine feminine. So I do pick up like a hatred, an envy, a determination to really take down the divine feminine. But I actually feel it's the divine feminine standing in this balanced, serene state that is going to bring about the karmic justice. So don't let this feminine battle you. And I want to say, don't be afraid of her either. The world. This is a cycle that needs to be wrapped up, so that a new beginning can begin. And I feel it's for the divine masculine so he can move on. Here he is with that card. That's the card that I kind of visualised within my head was the last one on the back of the book there. The divine masculine's new cycle needs to begin. I feel like he's maybe run out of money, so he might need to really start to put his purpose into plan. Yeah, it's definitely time. Destiny's here. So it's a timing. We're just coming into summer. I feel like maybe the masculine here vowed to himself that if things hadn't changed, then he would make the change in the summer. But it looks like that time's come about. And we've got the Two of Cups going to the divine feminine. Okay. Sacred union awaits. And then we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. Now this is the card of unfounded fear. And I feel it's saying to the divine feminine, because we have both the cards where it's the divine feminine who is blindfolded. She's bound. And it's like she's bound by it in a sense. So, something like breaking the curse is by remaining true to yourself. But they're both cards where you need to go within. This one's unfounded fear. This one's not knowing which path to take and going in for your guidance. So I feel they're really saying to the Divine Feminine, it's like there's no reason for you to have fear. It's okay. So this is all in order, apparently. Of course, it always is. I need to find out more, please. The Hermit with Temperance, with the shadow side. The shadow side is the Devil. And we've got the Hermit who's been in hiding, tolerating all this. I feel like keeping his Divine Feminine protected. I feel this other feminine could quite easily try to dull the Divine Feminine's brightness, her light. And here's the feminine here, I want to say, and angel assistance behind the scene helping to balance this out. It's definitely the masculine who's balancing himself in his masculine feminine energy. But like I said, I felt by the feminine being balanced like this, it kind of takes the feminine out of the equation, the Divine Feminine out of the equation. It leaves the Divine Masculine to deal with this hooded figure, unless he's afraid of his own shadow. And the Temperance here is balancing the masculine feminine energy. The reason I say that is the next card is, I said it was more of a father figure, a divine father. Feels like the divine masculine needs to be like stepping into his role of being the divine father and not a walkover. And you have the feminine masculine keys there again that are balanced or crossing over. Now with his correct counterpart, which is the High Priestess, with the High Priest. It's not the one from this deck. So this is the Divine Feminine's energy. She's got the Torah. This one here seems to have a scroll. You can't really see what's wrote on it, and she's got some lavender. So maybe she needs to calm herself, this other feminine. And then we have conflict. So we do have the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine working together here. The Divine Feminine seems to have covered up the Sun key. That was the card on the back, missing from Justice, the Sun, and then the Seven of Pentacles. We've got Justice and the Seven of Pentacles here. The Sun's been covered up, okay, by the pillar that says the B, which would be the Divine Feminine side, and she's covered up the masculine Sun key with her. So I feel the Divine Feminine's got a very big, important part here, helping the Divine Masculine through this phase and transition. Because he's conflicted. There's a lot of fighting going on. Now, I said, was he just afraid of his shadow? It could be this past partner that's made him quite fearful. And now the Divine Masculine, well, he's thinking, he's becoming more enlightened. We did see him up the right way, and I felt that he was like already enlightened now. So let's have a look at the Hangman. There's a black crow there. You can see lots of blackbirds. And he's holding this pentacle for the masculine. So it's most definitely, I think the Divine Masculine thinks, he knows, but this is what he's thinking about, bringing in the balance. This can't really go on anymore, like living in fear. Fear of others and fear of your own shadow. It feels like you're scared of committing a mistake. Yeah, thinking about your worthiness. It's definitely about going after your pentacles now. Bringing in the balance, and then you have the Seven. So it's like, I feel as if the masculines wanted to bring in the balance previously. And it just hasn't really turned out the way that he planned it. I feel like he got afraid of his own shadow, afraid of this other partner. And it's just been prolonging, wrapping up a cycle. But now, or this is like 3 times 3, so who knows when this happened. This could have happened like 3 weeks ago, and it could have been 2 weeks ago, and then like a week ago. We're going to work more on this. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's see what the romance angels want to say. I'm not sure if there's a third person in the picture or whether they've gone, and it's just, it feels like their energy is still clinging onto the divine masculines. Because she's, that high priestess there hasn't really shown her face from that deck, but the high priest has. So I'm not sure where we're going with this. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Yes. Okay. So here's the first 3 cards in the story, although there's more than 3 cards in this row. But free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. We're going to read the shadow side. Comes before the Tower. This card symbolises that you are allowing someone else or a situation to have power over you. Let's hold these cards up. I don't feel it's the Divine Feminine. Well, you might, actually. You might allow the Divine Feminine's power to come over you, Divine Masculine. I believe that's a good move. This other karmic energy, not good, to allow that to have power over you. So you need to spin it the way that it spins towards your direction and your situation. I'm still going to cover up the feminine here. This card symbolises that you are allowing someone else or a situation to have power over you. The old coven mate who left in high drama. So I do feel there has been a feminine that's left the building, the situation. The in-law from hell, or the boss you cannot please. This is a person who can walk into a room and ruin your day because you let them. Break those chains and walk out of the shadows. It's not a bit nippy. Oh, yappy. I'd have a little nip at you. Okay. So I did pick up that you kind of say to someone, you know, just go and leave the room or just go and find somewhere else to be to get out of the situation. So it's definitely an energy of somebody that drains the room as soon as they walk in. Okay. Stop giving away your power and stand strong. What is important to remember is that you can break free of your reaction anytime you wish. It's time to embrace the shadow side of your personality and to really look your fears in the face. Come to terms with whatever is holding you back. Stop cowering. Work to find balance and courage. The key words are allowing another person to have power over you and your reactions. Defending yourself from baneful magic, overcoming fear to emerge victorious. Free yourself. Like the unicorn in the image on this card, you may be feeling trapped. Perhaps? What's perhaps? I felt like it was a recap, but perhaps you've relinquished control to someone, or maybe you feel smothered in your career or relationship. As you tune into yourself, you'll sense the specific areas where this message applies to you. You can even ask yourself, in what ways do I feel limited or constrained? Trust the answers you receive. This card comes to you from the romance angels because they've heard your call for great love. To experience passion, though, you must first allow yourself to feel deep emotions. In doing so, you may come up against areas of your life where you harbour discontent. Simply by acknowledging these areas, you bring light to the situation and allow room for the angels to help you. So that's what you've done. You've acknowledged, by masculine, you have acknowledged the situation, okay? Awesome. So simply by acknowledging these areas, you bring light to the situation and allow room for the angels to help you. As you commit to taking back control of your life, your feelings will naturally thaw and reawaken. This leads to a greater capacity to love yourself, your partner, and your experiences. Free yourself, Divine Masculine. So now we have the High Priest that speaks, which is this very strong Divine Fatherly energy. And I feel like he and the Divine Feminine are working together to get through and help the Divine Masculine with all this inner turmoil and conflict. It's all an internal battle here. When this card appears in a reading, it means that there are questions that need answering and advice to be sought. Classically, this card denotes a need for legal advice or counselling. Oh, I've already said that part, okay. It may also indicate a course of study or furthering your education or the need to settle disputes in a coven. But remember that the High Priest is the wise and patient counsellor, an elder, and a teacher. He does not give you all the answers. He does not give you all the answers to your questions. Instead, he helps you figure out where to look to find your own truths. He places in your hands the keys to unlock the mysteries and to gain deeper knowledge. Then trust that you will find the answers yourself using the lessons he has so carefully taught you. I do feel these are maybe the lessons of the Divine Feminine coming through to the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine, like one of her roles is to awaken the Divine Masculine. That's why she was sent this lifetime, to pair up, to wake the Divine Masculine up. Well, he's acknowledged it. He's in the Hangman. Let's see what the Romance Angels want to say. Just regarding the Divine Feminine here, with the High Priest, the Divine Father, working together to help free the Divine Masculine. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So the Divine Feminine knows that she's here for the Divine Masculine. He is the one. But the Divine Masculine has kind of been caught up with another one. Looks like he's freed himself. I'm going to say with help from the Divine and the Divine Feminine's wisdom, words, guidance, loving guidance, which I feel is all internally. It's messages coming through. This could be the one. So this is just an acknowledgement for the Divine Masculine now. This card signals that you've already met the person you romantically seek. Perhaps you're already in a relationship with him or her. The Romance Angel sent you this card because it seems you're not recognising or enjoying the full potential of this person and relationship. Sometimes you may overlook someone who's meant for you because you have a different idea of what your partner should look or act like. Take a moment to consider who this might be. The first person to come to mind is probably the one. Next, invite the Romance Angels into your dreams as you're going to bed. I sang that, didn't I? A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. Next, invite the Romance Angels into your dreams as you're going to bed. Ask them to give you very clear information about your romantic partner, either in your present relationship or a future one. During sleep, you're more open to angelic guidance. When you awaken, you may not remember your dreams, but you will have a clearer sense of romance and partnership. So through your dreams, the Divine is connecting with you, including your Divine Feminine. And it's here to wake you up. When you wake up, you might not be able to remember the dream, but you'll have a clearer sense of romance and partnership. Take any action you feel called to based on your inner guidance, even if it seems unrelated to your love life. Trust that the angels are leading you towards the one you desire. Okay. So, there we go. This could be the one. So here we are. We did see you awakened. You're back in the hangman mode here. Okay. Here's the balance. 6 of Pentacles. The balance between material and spiritual life. And in wanting to be recognised, rewarded, appreciated. You're definitely out of the shadows here if you decide to come down from the hangman position. Let's look at the hangman. Okay. When this card appears in a reading, it is a message to look at things from a different viewpoint. Well, you don't seem to be looking in that area, like towards the balance, and you seem to be looking in the other direction. Divine Masculine. I'm going to be able to pick it up so I can still see your face. Seriously? Okay. When this card appears in a reading, it is a message to look at things from a different viewpoint. Embrace the idea of initiation as a vehicle to newer wisdom and a clearer spiritual path. Let go of the illusion of control. Turn things on their heads. And look carefully at the lessons before you. Relax and be patient. This may not be easy, but fighting against the changes in your life only creates more drama. Read the signs carefully, be they tarot cards or runes. Meditate on their lessons as you allow yourself to go through the transitional or initiatory phase calmly and with joy. By doing so, you will uncover the mysteries. So we've acknowledged it, we've kind of settled into it a bit. Okay, we just need to turn things up on their heads. Okay. Turn things on their heads. It's like you're examining everything. The key words are initiation, transitional phase of life, relax and let changes come, new outlook on life, rune magic, gaining a new perspective on a current situation. Romance angels. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So it did speak about legal advice maybe needing to be sought or counselling, especially if it was you were kind of trapped in a narcissistic relationship. Okay, it can do quite a lot of damage to you and not allowing you to move on as well. But you're afraid of your own shadow here. So let your friends help you. The romance angels are helping you via other people to the degree that you allow this assistance to occur. This card indicates that you need to be more willing to ask for guidance, especially within the context of your love life. For instance, discuss your feelings, hopes and dreams, then allow others to help you. Perhaps they'll offer support, give advice, or even know of a potential partner among their acquaintances. This card is a single. This card is a single. I felt there, it depends what your friends are like. Okay, if they're not spiritually like awakened and kind of believe in the magic of true love, I wouldn't really take any recommendations for their or have a look at their own lives. And don't take recommendations from people who could really take their own advice, okay? And yeah, it's hard because people say, I know the perfect person for you, and you're kind of like, really? So I've only just got to know myself. How on earth do you know what kind of perfect person is for me? I wouldn't even do that, and I know a lot of divine single people. It's like, you don't need to play matchmaker or allow someone else to play matchmaker for you. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So whether or not, if the Divine Masculine has managed to free himself from a past partner. He could have friends like trying to help him get back into another relationship, thinking that's going to solve all the problems. Because that's what people do, isn't it? They leave a relationship, they get straight into another one. Some people don't look at being single as being a positive thing. It's like they feel sorry for you because you're single. And it's like, well, I feel sorry for people that are married and unhappy. So there we go. This card is a signal that you'll benefit from spending quality time with your friends. If you're currently in a relationship, you'll get renewed enthusiasm by having regular outings with good friends. If you're single, then spending time with these special people will get you out of the house, bring in fresh energy. Your friends may also introduce you to a wonderful romantic partner. Maybe, it depends what your plan's like. I always think of the potential of when, like, our tribe get to meet up and, you know, there's some amazing potential for partnerships within that. But they'll only know, won't they, when they kind of meet. So that's how I view that. Just be careful if you've got someone who's trying to play matchmaker and you find yourself then in another relationship because you haven't thought about it. And you've kind of, especially if you feel as if you're trying to get over your divine feminine. And you could have just started yourself off another nice little karmic cycle. If that's the case, you've got divine justice here. I don't think it's going to be easy for the divine masculine to actually move on to another connection and feel okay with it. Let's look at the justice card. Yeah. If it did happen, it's happened, hasn't it? I mean, it's part of learning the lessons. And it's definitely, I feel like maybe the runner part here, like this could be the one and the divine masculine is kind of, I don't know, maybe he's offered his love to something that's just going to break his heart. It's just causing more pain for the divine masculine here. He's like offering love to, it's not bringing in the balance. So he might be trying to resurrect. In a way, it's quite good here that the divine feminine is like not aware. The divine feminine is very much in solitude. She's not doing this, looking to replace the divine masculine. Justice. When the Justice card appears in a reading, you need to ask yourself what is out of balance and what sort of justice you are looking for. To get back a past partner? Oh, people can play these games, especially if one partner moves on, the other one might just hook up with someone, tit for tat. Whose turn is it? What is it that seems so unfair in your life? What actions of yours have brought you to this point? This card can represent legal matters and a possible court case. It can also symbolise a restoration of balance. It indicates that fair play, honesty, harmony and balance are coming. Situations will work themselves out. Trust and leave the dispensing of this justice in the hands of the gods. No trying to revenge, get one back on someone, try and hurt their feelings. You're just copying the narcissist. But it will rub off on the divine masculine if that's how he's going to handle this karmic energy. It's fair play. Okay, but there is going to be obviously a consequence for that. That's more baggage that the divine masculine's added onto his shoulders that he will have to inform the divine feminine about, for him to be honest and really for him to be able to sit in his integrity authentically. Two of Swords. Let's get a romance angel and see what's happened. Let your friends help you. It's something about them recommending maybe a partner. Maybe you might have offered, taken, I don't know, you don't know. It's, unless you hear it from the Divine Masculine, you're not really going to know. Yeah, until you've had heart-to-heart conversations. Because this just could be him just keep offering it to this narcissist energy of an ex-partner. Trying to make them the one. And it kind of backfired and didn't work. But it's honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Heart-to-heart conversations. Now, I really only feel that the Divine Masculine can have these deep conversations with the Divine Feminine. But he tends to clam up once he gets into them. So it's kind of like, don't jump to conclusions. You have to wait until you have this heart-to-heart conversation with your Divine Masculine. Because we do have the unfounded fear here. Your love life needs a healthy infusion of honest communication, according to the romance angels. You've been harbouring emotions that are masking your feelings of love. There's still time to heal the situation, however. It will require effort on your part. You may need to initiate an uncomfortable discussion and risk upsetting your partner. In the end, though, this is a necessary move to ensure the health of your relationship. If necessary, schedule an appointment with a counsellor to facilitate the discussion. This professional can steer the conversation away from blame and towards resolution. You can also gain support from free groups such as Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, or Al-Anon. Meetings are held internationally and online, and you can find them through your internet search engine. Whether you communicate with your partner alone or with a neutral third party, your heart-to-heart discussions will result in personal growth. Remember that you can't control another's reactions. You can only be honest about how you feel and know what you will and won't accept in a relationship. By sharing your feelings, you stand a much better chance of teaching your partner about your needs instead of suffering silently. So I'm not too sure what the deal is with me. We don't know what the deal is, guys, what's going down here. But it may be, it's said about having actually a neutral third party to, I've put it away. I wanted to say to initiate the conversation. So I feel that there has been this communication, this telepathy. It's like the Divine Feminine. She's not as stupid as what you think she is, Divine Masculine. She just doesn't know for sure. So I feel that no matter what you tell the Divine Feminine, I think she's going to maybe expect to hear anything and everything. It's regarding where this journey has taken you. Two of Swords. Let's have a look. At the end of the day, if the Divine Masculine is free and the Divine Feminine are free, they're not in like union, okay, physical union. They are both free and have the free will to do what they want to do. Two of Swords. Now, I spoke about the Divine Feminine staying within this intuitive state, focusing on the legacy, on the future, and not on the devil. Because the devil is trying to come in and make you feel as if your Divine Masculine is a player. That's the energy. As if he's playing the field now. And if he is, I'm not sure that they're his own choices. I feel he might be being pressurised to move on. So matchmaking going on behind the scene here. It's not a good matchmake. They're not a good matchmaker, whoever they are. So Divine Feminine, you just focus on this legacy here, this future, and allow the boy to grow up. Because he's still being, or was, being controlled by others, allowing them to have power over his life and situations, because he's a people pleaser. So, Two of Swords. The Divine Masculine hasn't cheated on you if you're not in a committed relationship that's been agreed by both of you. You have to get your head around that. It's a bit different if the two of you were in a relationship, but if you're not actually in a committed relationship, how can there be cheating that's gone on? It's because it feels very, it's like the illusion of the 3D. I feel there has been no cheating really that's gone on spiritually. It's all in order, so that the Divine Masculine can really break free from this behaviour. I feel whoever it is, they're not of the same calibre of the Divine Feminine. That's why he stays away from the Divine Feminine. So he could be acting boyish. Really, the Divine Masculine behaves like this, hoping that the Divine Feminine will kind of, fuck him off out of the picture and act like other feminines are and tell him that, low life, worthless, scum. And that's his own projection of how he views himself. So that's why the Divine Feminine, you kind of know how the game goes. And if it's a fear of yours, be prepared, because it's the things that we fear the most that will arise in our life. Okay, so it's like a bit of a test here for the Divine Feminine. When this card turns up in a reading, it is a warning that you have blocked off your heart and emotions and are holding in your feelings. You are literally refusing to see what is right in front of you. Your heart says one thing, while logic says another. The water in this card represents your emotions and the repression of them. Just as a woman has turned her back on her feelings, you need to be aware that you are blocked and have closed yourself off. So I feel like if you found this out, it's like, I want nothing. That's the kind of energy. It's like, do I say I want nothing to do with you again? But that would just be in the heat of the moment, because you understand that you and your Divine Masculine are meant to be together. He is the one. So the initial reaction is going to be very hurt. It's kind of like, how could he do this? But that will go. You know that. Forgiveness will come in. It's one good thing that we're good at. One good thing, it is a good thing. It's one good thing us Divine Feminines are good at, forgiving our Divine Masculines. But we have to forgive ourselves as well. And I believe that we keep forgiving our Divine Masculines, but have we actually forgiven ourselves for allowing us to go through this? So the water in this card represents your emotions and the repression of them. Just as a woman has turned her back on her feelings, you need to be aware that you are blocked and have closed yourself off. You may think you have balance, but there is no resolution. You might think you have balance until you found out that news. So if this really does trigger you, it's a test. Okay? It's an unfounded fear that we've just tapped into. Your Divine Masculine leaving a committed relationship and then going off and playing the field. If that triggers you, because you feel it's deceitful and he's cheated and how dare he can dare to do whatever he wants to do. He is free. Now, if you're in a committed relationship together, that's a different story. But, okay. So you may think you have balance, but there is no resolution. So if that makes you cry, cry it out. Allow the feelings to come. If you feel, wow, if that was to happen to me, how would you deal with it? It's not saying it's going to manifest. It's the fact that, have you kind of hidden down that fear? Allow it up and out. Okay. Take a careful look at both sides of the situation. Consider your options. Boundaries are a positive thing. I was going to say boundaries are a possible thing. Boundaries are a positive thing. But do not shut yourself off from others. Be like the water and the swords in this card. Stay calm and reflect like the water while you work through this. And be balanced like the swords as you work for equilibrium and understanding. Keywords, the heart and mind are not in agreement. Putting up unhealthy boundaries, holding in your true feelings, working for balance of heart and mind, and considering your options. Well then, what are you going to do if the devil steps in, or the devil has stepped in another area of the Divine Masculine's life? Let's have a look at what the Romance Angels want to say. What a way to start the week. Happy bank holiday. Trust, Divine Feminine. This situation is calling for you to have trust. Passion, love yourself first, codependency. That's codependency. You think that your Divine Masculine just belongs to you because you know that he's the one. Maybe it's not your time to have him just yet. Maybe he has more work to clear, more karma, more lessons. Maybe you do, Divine Feminine. Trust. How much you trust that this is going to work out in your favour if you allow justice to do what justice wants to do and you don't get involved. Trust. These sensitive topics, well, they must be discussed because how else is the Divine Masculine going to discuss these issues with you? In response to your question, the Romance Angels ask you to trust that everything is exactly as it needs to be. Do not add fear to the situation, which will only create drama and negativity. Instead, the angels ask you to release your worries to them. Your present situation is here to bring you blessings and personal growth, leading to the beautiful romantic love you so deeply desire and deserve. As you follow the pathway you're currently on, trust that it's leading you in the right direction. Your faith uplifts your energy, which in turn attracts positive experiences and people, including your romantic partner. This truly is a situation where with faith, all things are possible. If you get a vision of a situation that you would not really want to manifest in your life, just state out loud, prevent. Okay? If you sense anyone's in danger, you can state out protect. Get your angels to protect the situation. If seems that there's a situation that you've kind of got wind of that you don't feel is a beneficial, good situation, then prevent. Ask for this situation, prevent it from happening. Okay, prevent. Because it's not coming through. It doesn't really matter wherever the Divine Masculine tries to give, share, distribute his love. It's not in the direction of the Divine Feminine. So he's focusing all that energy elsewhere, trying to put it into other things. And Divine Masculine very much wants to be a loving, caring person. He does crave this love. He's just scared of the Divine Feminine. And it depends what's gone on. It might be easier to just start a new relationship and then you've not got to tell the Divine Feminine any of what's gone on in the separation. I've thought this over and I thought, would it just be easier to find someone new? So like for a new person to come in? Because then you haven't got to clear up all the stuff that's gone on between yourself and your Divine Masculine. And it's not only the Divine Masculine that needs to tell the Divine Feminine things. There's things the Divine Feminine needs to tell the Divine Masculine. So is it just easier that you both go your separate ways, find new relationships, and then you haven't even got to talk about what the behaviour that happens in separation, that the Divine Masculine's more embarrassed about speaking up about, and the Divine Feminine's not even given a chance to tell the story of separation. So, is it easier? I think to myself, it could be. You haven't got to address them problems then. Just let it be. Walk away. It was what it was. But what happens if you don't feel or find that again? It's going to be a bit of a lonely journey, not being able to communicate or have heart-to-heart conversations. So we've got the World card, which is about wrapping up old behaviours, old cycles, so that then you can move into this new enlightened journey, adventure together. This could have gone on in the past, guys, because this might have happened a couple of weeks ago. The World. When this card appears in a reading, it is a sign that spiritual lessons have been mastered. There is a sense of freedom and harmony to be enjoyed. Newly acquired knowledge, strength and even spiritual understanding will now be put to good use. Now there is a sense of freedom and harmony to be enjoyed. So the Divine Masculine, if he's free, he may just be playing again. He may have been taken back to how he was in his younger days, especially if he'd been trapped in a connection. Playing the field a bit. They realised they were a bit too old to do that. And that's where they kind of got themselves into trouble in the past. So it's like, let them just go and explore and play and trust that they will be sent home. Newly acquired knowledge, strength and even spiritual understanding will now be put to good use. It may also symbolise successful completion of a project, a personal renaissance, or even strong and healthy spiritual connections between people or coven members. The keywords are rebirth, wholeness, completion, joy, victory and achievement, a journey's successful end, the magic and wonder of the natural world, spiritual connections between people and all coven members. I've read that first without pulling any tarot cards. I wasn't expecting this story on the table. It's like it isn't something that's been going through my mind. So I'm not going to say, oh, I've been thinking about this. No, this wasn't what... I actually had a different spread that I was doing. And started a reading and I was stopped. So this needs to be talked about. Okay, so... we've got the freedom here with the Page of Swords, which means he's looking at his options. Divine Feminine, you seem to be bottom of the list. You're not an option. The birds are trying to get messages to the Divine Masculine, but he has like this clouded vision in front of him. I'm free and the world is mine. And look at all these options I have. But it doesn't feel like any of them were involving the Divine Feminine. Just him on his own, feeling energetic, balanced in his masculine, feminine energy. Should we get one more? No, we're just going to get a romance angels. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. It's like the last person he thinks of really is the Divine Feminine. Or was. Because I feel that this was either a past energy. And he has his back turned to it. He's just looking at this world himself. Have a look, he's actually just looking at himself. Taking care of his own needs. I feel it kind of drops into the story in a minute that the guilt gets to him soon. Is that it is a bit playerish. It's a bit deceitful. To be, to know that you have someone in the shadows that loves you and you're seeking, you're just totally even ignoring that offer and you're looking at your other options. Oh, Divine Masculine. Thank goodness you have a forgiving Divine Feminine. If you can tell her about this. This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. Maybe that was it. Someone from the past. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. So there might be some more wrapping up to do. Divine Masculine might be quite confused. He might have a few people coming back for his attention. He could be flattered. He could be flattered. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. So you have to allow this to happen, Divine Feminine. Just, it's best not to get involved. It really is kind of, I'm not saying walk away, but you'll know, because your Divine Masculine will come forth with these, wanting these heart-to-heart conversations. And if he does, you're going to have to be really sensitive with him. Might be telling you some things that you're not going to be very impressed about. It's like he's been trying to impress others, and really the knock-on effect is this stuff is not going to impress his Divine Feminine. It's a bit like self-sabotage. Someone else comes back, someone finds him attractive. Okay, well, let's carry on. Because now we've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Wheel of the Year, and the Two of Cups. Let's read the Seven of Pentacles for pulling your cards. It's not a nice reading to give me on my table to share with everyone, to be honest with you. I don't really like the sound of it, but it is what it is. These aren't the stories I really want to tell. I don't want to tell the Divine Feminines these stories, really. It's like rubbing salt in the wound. I won't be doing that often, guys. So let's just get this story over and done with and face the trigger or the fear that might arise from you. And when the Seven of Pentacles sprouts up in a reading, it speaks of rewards after hard work. This is a card of harvest. The rewards were well worth all of your efforts you put into your goals and projects. The Suit of Pentacles is linked to material wealth, and it is also the suit of manifestation. Now is the time to sit back, take stock of what you have accomplished, and enjoy the fruits of your labour. Your labours. Enjoy the satisfaction of a job well done. Not sure he really looks that satisfied. Harvest, reaping the fruits of your labour, your labours, satisfaction of a job well done, apprenticeship. It does. I feel it could be someone at work, someone at the Divine Masculine's work, might have caught his eye. Because I'm reading the words wrong. It says appreciation, I said apprenticeship. Hard work equals abundant rewards. Oh, trying to impress someone at work, a feminine. That's definitely a masculine energy, especially if he's been working on his masculine, feminine energies, integrating them within. He feels like he's got the gift of the gab and the charm to impress the world. And I feel like it could be a work colleague. Maybe, I'm not going to say, maybe it would get the Divine Masculine promoted, you know, but he's trying to be a good boy at work, the golden boy. Well, I hope it's worth it. It's a sad situation here on my table. It does all seem to be pushing him towards the Divine Feminine, though. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Maybe the Divine Masculine's found that he's infatuated with someone at work. Really is trying to take his mind off the Divine Feminine here. Long-term love. He loves an offer that someone's made him. Sounds like it's very much to do with money, prospects. They're promising him future prosperity, and he's gone charging him for it. Another lesson, Divine Masculine. Gets his eyes. He gets his eyes on an idea that he loves and just goes charging off like a fool. That's what I feel. I'm actually kind of like shaking my head, and I'm going to be honest with you, because it's like, how on earth did the Divine partner the Divine Feminine up with this? The Wheel of the Year. Well, let's see if this is some kind of release for the Divine Feminine from this toxic behaviour. This card symbolises the magic of the 4 seasons and the energies of the Wheel of the Year. When this card turns up in a reading, it is a message to work with the energies and the cycles of nature that are currently around you, and not against them. This means rest and introspection is in the winter, new beginnings, growth, and opportunities in the spring. So, new beginnings, growth, and opportunities in the spring for the Divine Masculine. I'm going to say the Divine Feminine's been working on their mission, their business during the spring months. Energy, excitement, bounty, and vibrancy in the summer, and abundance and reminders to prepare, gather, and remember in the autumn. Expect there to be change, as all of life is forever transforming and growing. This card classically represents good luck, opportunity, and a fortuitous event. The Wheel of the Year, celebrating the Sabbats and Esbats. Good luck, working with the energies and magic of each season. What was it for summer? And I don't know what way that's going to be, whether the Divine Masculine is going to continue in this direction. And it's not until the autumn that he remembers. Energy, excitement, bounty and vibrancy in the summer, and abundance and reminders to prepare, gather and remember in the autumn. Okay, let's get some tarot cards here. I'm not sure, guys. I have to be completely honest with you. I am not sure. It's a third party situation. It's the King of Wands here looking at 3 ladies. Maybe he's not done with playing the field. So now what then, Divine Feminine? You waiting around for a masculine like that still? There's no waiting around. You're not to be put in a waiting room waiting. You're to continue. But it's definitely something that the Divine Feminine needs to not have fear about, detach from. The next card is 2 of Cups. Let's read what the romance. I haven't even read the romance, angels. Okay, maybe we're just getting 1 for this last line. 2 of Cups. Let's read what the 2 of Cups wants to say in here. That should be spiritual union between the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine now. The 2 of Cups represents relationships specifically between 2 people. So, this card symbolises balance and equality. Here is a magical union that binds together heart, body and soul in the best possible way. Divine Masculine could be meeting his matches. Depending on the different areas of his personality, which one comes out to play. When this card sails into a reading, it symbolises romance, an engagement or a happy marriage or a romantic relationship. This card may also be a sign of an upcoming wedding or hand-fasting ceremony, depending on the cards that fall around it, such as the Four of Wands. It hasn't, guys. The Two of Cups may also indicate a close friendship or successful and happy business partnership. Business-ship, I was going to say. It illustrates the hope of a new journey together as a couple and shows us that there are always new emotional opportunities for supportive friendships as well as true and lasting love. Romance, the keywords are romance and engagement, hand-fasting, wedding or reconciliation, a partnership, equality and true love. It makes me feel really choked out. Because the Divine Feminines were feeling like they were on the cusp of something really good happening. And then the cards kind of turn up like this week with, hang on, there might be some more lessons to learn. As in, what if your Divine Masculine is free but he doesn't come to you? And I can put my hand up and say that's one of my biggest fears, but my masculine knows that. So it's kind of like, how long do we play these games for? So let's have a look and see what the Two of Cups... Well, no, it's who's playing the game. It's like the Divine Feminine was just holding on in hope. That this would all figure itself out. Let's look at this Two of Cups here. But it's like the Divine Masculine. No, he wasn't hoping for that with the Divine Feminine. I don't know what's going on with the Divine Masculine. It's going to be crap, whatever it is. So it is part of the Tower. It's part of being divinely orchestrated. And Divine Feminines, I'm not really sure what to say or to guide you guys, because you're going to have to take this in. And if it triggers you, you're going to have to feel it. And let it go. So let's get a romance angel for all of this row here. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So either this actually, you know, sends a Divine Masculine home to the Divine Feminine. It is all leading him in the right direction. Whether you like the story Divine Feminine, might be best to get your head around it now to digest it, in case you'll know if there's a chance that that could be your story, and whether or not that affects you, whether that story comes out. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. I do not even feel like reading this, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to. It's like I have no interest in telling that story. That's a cruel story to tell. So, sort your shit out, your own shit, including the Divine Feminines. It's like, that's shit. That's it. Who wants to hear that story? Wow. We have to be careful of the lives that we create, because they're the stories we're going to be telling later. You might feel in the moment that you're all clever and, you know, you're a player, or what do they call them, a fuck boy. And it's like, seriously? You tell your kids that. When you're older, you tell your kids all them stories and see whether or not they're impressed with you. It might feel good and satisfactory in the moment, but what's the knock-on effect of it? Knowing without knowing. So whatever's going on, they know that it's not the the right thing to be doing. There is a change in direction here, guys. If this was, it's very strong on the table, but you have to take on board this might not have occurred. This is energy we're working with. This could just be people's thoughts, options. Until you've actually had that conversation with your masculine and you know that for the truth, you must not assume that that's gone on. Okay, but you have to digest the story, especially if it triggered you, because it's an unfounded fear that we've tapped into. There is a change of direction. Now, underneath there is that, seeing as we've got a pencil here, with known without knowing, underneath here, it said a change in direction. And I've put over the top a change of direction. So, we might have just changed the direction of things for the Divine Masculine. Known without knowing. I don't think he knows why he behaves the way that he does. And I don't think the Divine Feminine really understands why he behaves the way that he does either. She likes to try and consider herself as being understanding. Sex on legs. Mr. Casanova. And live in the Tao. Could be thoughts, guys. Could be thoughts. If he does go off on a, I don't know, Page of Wands with the Knight of Wands, if he does go off on this little, I don't know, self-satisfaction spree of looking for love, sex, it's pulled him back into the Hermit. We're going to look at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you need a clean slate, Divine Masculine. I think so. I'm not sure who with. You have to leave all that behind now. Emotional loss. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. The Divine Feminine, I don't really know what to say. I think she's kind of like, what else wants to show itself now? Especially when she feels that she's not waiting, but she's actually held and attached to the Divine Masculine's energy. Eight of Swords. Well, now might be a time that you, or if you felt disconnected, this might be why. Is because so that you couldn't sense your masculine with another person. When this card turns up in a reading, it speaks of restriction and of feeling trapped and sad at the moment. You're not shitting me. That's a sad reading. It's like until that behaviour's stopped and there's been a serious change of direction and the Divine Masculine's had time to have a think and wants a clean slate and released all the exes, then, I want to say, and only then can he come to the Divine Feminine and tell her that story. That story's going to break your Divine Feminine's heart. Whether you want it to or not, Divine Masculine, it will. So, Divine Feminines, let that heart break now. And Heartbreak Hotels come through. When this card turns up in a reading, it speaks of restriction and of feeling trapped and sad at the moment. However, if the individual would stop overreacting and feeling sorry for themselves and would pull off that emotional blinder, they would see a way out. So for me, it's like the Divine Masculine's not yours to hold, control, to take ownership of. He does have a free will and he has the right to do whatever he wants to do, guys. It's like, if he's not in a committed relationship with you in the physical, there's not really much you can do about that. You can try and hate the Divine Masculine, but give it a few days. And like I said, you have to try and get your head around this with as much compassion for yourself, as well as for your Divine Masculine. Things are not as bad as they may appear, which is, we were told, okay? Happiness is possible, the sun is breaking through, and new opportunities can emerge. This card may also represent a witch who is fearful of ritual and of their own initiation. Think of the classic challenge given to most blindfolded initiates. It is better to rush upon this blade than to enter the circle with fear in your heart. How do you enter? They have to answer without fear, or they are denied entrance into the coven. What can you learn from this card? Look again at the description and symbolism and find your answers. Fear has no place in the craft. Keywords: restriction, feeling trapped, overreacting to the situation. Maybe. I've been trying to say to you guys, it doesn't feel good, but let's not overreact. Things are not as bad as they seem. You can work your way out of this. And fear of initiation or ritual. So, I feel the masculine here has the fear. I think he is just saying goodbye to the past, the exes. I think he's got to be sure. Let's look at the sacred destiny. And then I would like to go, really. Yeah, 1 hour 16 minutes to tell that. Well, hopefully then, there might be a new story on the table. If this one's wrapped up, and it's just like, no, I don't think we're going to delve into that anymore. Then, hopefully there'll be a change of direction in the cards. Opportunity. An occasional owl hoots. No, it doesn't say this. Moon through pine trees. An occasional owl hoots and the song of a solo coyote punctuate the stillness of the forest as a traveller walks through the pines. Light from a waning moon filters down through the canopy of needles and cascades across the forest floor. Sometimes the trees obscure the moon, but sometimes its illumination clearly shows the path ahead. Pines are one of the most ancient plant genera on the planet. They have existed nearly 3 times longer than all flowering plant species. Because most pines stay green all winter, they traditionally represent longevity, immortality, fertility, health, and abundance. The moon and her gossamer glow represents the feminine and the receptive side of life. Just as the moon receives and reflects the light of the sun, symbolically the moon represents receiving the goodness of the universe flowing to you. What the sacred landscape wants you to know. Gifts from the universe are ready to cascade into your life. Abundance, health, longevity, vitality, and joy are flowing to you, gently and easily in the days ahead. Now, it doesn't feel like it at the moment, so maybe this just needs to be purged out, and we're going to make room for all this divine abundance to come in. Okay. Abundance, health, longevity, vitality, and joy are flowing to you gently and easily in the days ahead. There may be times when the goodness of life feels like it is ebbing and flowing rather than being a steady stream of fulfillment. This is similar to the moon peeking through the pine trees for a moment or two. But as you stay open and receptive, physical and emotional gifts will come into your life. Instead of bemoaning the fact that there isn't a steady and constant stream of joy and gifts from the universe, accept whatever you receive in a spirit of gratitude, and your bounty will increase tenfold. This is universal law. Okay. Now, what am I going to end on? Should we end on a Rumi message? We can do. Okay, Rumi, let's finish up this reading and I think we might be like wrapping up an end of an era. I honestly do, guys. I can't, like, tell them readings. I can, but, yeah. I don't want to be giving that kind of news and guidance and energy report out. The impossible made possible. Card number 9. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. She spins, the great earth goddess, upon invisible strings, almost a worldly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live and die, all around her. Seriously, got to try and keep it together. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great loving, constant pirouette. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. I have to go. Okay. I'm done. Guys, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care, much love. Bye for now.